How's it going, y'all? My name is Aiden Anderson, and this is the Moscow Minutes. I'll be bringing you the latest from the Latah County Commissioner Meetings from the week of March 6th, 2022. A few highlights from this week include some water rights discussions, property tax exemptions, more department meetings, and a presentation from the RACOM company. Let's get into it. A lot happened at Monday's meeting, so I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can. First on the docket was a discussion about ARPA funds. The commissioners considered a request to use ARPA funds to purchase a new budgeting software that would basically greatly reduce the amount of time and work that county officials have to put into their budgeting every year. They also considered the incorporated cities requests, which is a big list of requests from all the cities in Latah County who didn't receive ARPA funds directly. And basically they're still trying to figure out how to deal with those requests properly, because the amount of money in those requests, when put all together, actually exceeds the amount of money that the county was allocated itself in terms of ARPA funds. So in short, the jury is still out on how those are going to be dealt with. Next up, a discussion of a water rights application which the commissioners had been holding in protest. Just to be clear, the term protest doesn't actually mean that the commissioners oppose this application whatsoever. In fact, they spoke in favor of many of the ideas which this applicant held. The term protest is simply a legal term for when the commissioners keep an application from going forward in order to make sure the numbers reported in the application are accurate and consistent, or any other reason that the commissioners need further clarification before it passes on to the state. In this case, they had looked over the application several weeks ago, and they had some concerns with the numbers that were in there, and they brought the applicant in to actually discuss it and clear up any confusion. So the applicant will go ahead and then get those numbers cleared up on that paperwork, and presumably this water rights application will be approved in the future. The commissioners then approved a fiber lease agreement with the City of Moscow, as well as a policy and lease agreement with Troy Lions Club, before moving into some property tax exemptions. These property tax exemptions were all approved except for one dealing with New St. Andrews College, for which the commissioners were missing some information on a parcel that wasn't completely tax exempt, and so they withheld approval until they confirmed that information. They then approved new grant policy procedures for interdepartmental work before heading into executive session for a client-attorney communication, as well as an acquisition interest in real property. Monday afternoon, the commissioners met with the heads of Parks, ITS, and the Noxious Weeds Department for their regular bi-monthly meetings. Just a couple updates from that. Parks has confirmed their 2-year lease agreement with Idaho Lands, and ITS is setting its sights on upgrading the county's tech infrastructure. They're just waiting for a few things to get shipped in before they can begin doing so. Following that, the commissioners sorted through another water rights application, very similar to what they dealt with on Monday. And then also from Monday, that ARPA fund request for new budgeting software was a request they actually approved. So that new budgeting software, which I believe is called ClearGov, will start to be used within the county departments. Later in the day, the commissioners met with the heads of the fairgrounds department and the planning and building department for monthly meetings. The main highlight there is just the various events that the fairgrounds department is planning for, including the Latah County Fair, which is coming up later this year. So keep your eyes peeled for future announcements on that, and if you want more info, I recommend checking out the county website for any particular questions you have for that department or any other department. And that was the last from the Latah County meetings from this past week. As always, we'll post all the relevant links with this video, and if you have any questions, let us know. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes. See you next time.